Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Evan Bouchard once again. Yesterday, I did a video kind of detailing what I projected he would make on his next contract. Now that they've locked up Leon Draisaitl, I was saying that Evan Bouchard should be locked up like as soon as possible before training camp. Try and get him in that $10 million average annual value mark because, he's projecting to perform even better than he did last season. And I had some pretty constructive comments telling me, Bouchard, not worth the money, not worth 10 million, not great defensively, has his flaws, which, okay, I understand. Yes, there are some constructive comments about the defensive play. Sometimes, yes, he is prone to those slow reaction plays. I totally get that. In yesterday's video, I went over just pure raw data, pretty much just goals, assists, points, plus minus, that sort of thing. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the advanced metrics from last season. Regular season, 5-on-5. I'm not including playoff data at the moment. I will probably include that at another video or like another time, but just the regular season to show just how good Bouchard is. Now, I will say I have done the research on the playoff stats, his playoff advanced metrics, and they're just as good. They're pretty much just as good. And if you want more information or if you want to see that data before I put a video out on it, please follow Sid from Oilers Nation on Twitter or x.com. He is so good at detailing the value of players, not just on the Oilers, but just around the league. He's really good with the advanced metrics, and he's a lot better at me at, explaining that sort of thing. So please give Sid from Oilers Nation a follow. He is an absolute stud out there when it comes to the analytics community. But in today's video, like I mentioned, I'm going to be going over data from Natural Stat Trick just to show you that Evan Bouchard is better than you think he is. And, you can accept the data or you cannot accept the data. There's one thing that I will not accept, though, as an Oilers fan. I reject the premise that Evan Bouchard should be valued less on his next contract because he plays with good players. There are so many people that are like, oh, well, if you take away Connor McDavid or Matthias Ekholm, Evan Bouchard is not nearly as good. And one, that's just false. Two, good players play with good players. Like, there's a reason why Bouchard plays with McDavid, why McDavid plays with Bouchard. Good players play with good players, and they elevate each other. Like, I completely reject the idea that he should be valued less or paid less because, oh, well, he's not as good without so-and-so. But in today's video, I will debunk that. If you end up enjoying it, please hit the like button. If you really like it, please make sure to subscribe. Tons of Oilers content. Now that we're in September, preseason's about to start. I'm very excited. But for now, let's discuss Evan Bouchard's value here. Evan Bouchard is elite. He's elite defensively. He's elite offensively. The 2023-24 data from Natural Stat Trick with McDavid and Ekholm at 5-on-5. 60.75 Corsi for percentage. That is really good. 60.49% shots for percentage. That is really good. 64.63 goals for percentage. Again, phenomenal. This is like top 1% in the NHL. 63.82 expected goals for percentage. Phenomenal. 66.01 high danger chances for percentage. Again, this is like unbelievable. Like if you take the high danger chances for, he's basically producing 6.6 high danger chances for and like 3.4 high danger chances against every time he's out on the ice. If you break it down and you break it down by 10 kind of thing. A 101.8 PDO, which means there could be some regression, but overall it's fairly sustainable. So that's with McDavid and Ekholm. And everyone says, well, not everyone, but a lot of the, the naysayers will say he's only good with McDavid and Ekholm. Well, you know what? I decided to take a look at that, and I went on Natural Stat Trick and his stats without McDavid and Ekholm at 5-on-5. So this is when McDavid or Ekholm are not on the ice with him. He still has a 58.18 Corsi for percentage, a 60.53 shots for percentage. Now, the goals for percentage is only 50%, but you're going to find out why in a minute. 63.36 expected goals for percentage, 66.04 high danger chances for percentage, but a 965 PDO. Now that means, when you look at the goals for percentage and then you look at that low PDO, 1.0 PDO generally means you are like right in the range that you should be when it comes to your stats, goals for, goals against. There's a whole bunch of variables here, but basically PDO is team shooting percentage plus team save percentage. 1.0 is usually where players will average out at. When he's on the ice without McDavid or Ekholm, he's not getting the saves, which then, will make him look a little bit worse. So that goals for percentage is at 50%. PDO is 965. Obviously, that would trend to go back up. If you look at the expected goals for percentage, the high danger chances for percentage, he basically is producing the exact same advanced metrics without McDavid and Ekholm at 5-on-5 as he is when he's with McDavid and Ekholm. And to me, that signifies that Evan Bouchard is driving play. I wouldn't say completely on his own, but he is absolutely the driving factor when he's on the ice at keeping the puck out of his own zone and driving play forward into the offensive zone. Now, I wanted to take a look at just his raw advanced metrics throughout the entire NHL. All defensemen in the NHL last season that played at least 500 minutes time on ice. Evan Bouchard ranked 6th in the entire league in Corsi for percentage at 60.03%. He ranks first in shots for percentage at 60.21%. 94 goals for at 5-on-5 when he's on the ice. That ranks first in the entire NHL. 61.67 expected goals for percentage ranks first in the entire NHL. 63.54 high danger chances for percentage. That ranks first in the entire NHL. 901 scoring chances ranks first in the NHL. And 61.84 goals for percentage ranks 8th, which is phenomenal. If you look, just take a look at this data. Evan Bouchard is so elite at both ends of the ice, and I think he gets a really bad rap when it comes to the defensive side of the game because, one, he's on the ice so much, so when there is a mistake, it will be amplified, and two, he gets a bad rap because sometimes, we've seen Skinner give up some stinkers, and a lot of players will look at the defenseman rather than the goaltender sometimes. And listen, I'm the biggest Stuart Skinner defender of all time. I think Stuart Skinner could be a Vezina candidate one day. That's how much I love him. And maybe I'm completely out to lunch when it comes to that kind of thinking. But I will say, Evan Bouchard, when he's on the ice, he is so good at not even being in his own zone, at driving play forward, driving play into the offensive zone. And then when you take all this together and you combine it with his elite power play stats, his absolute incredible ability to quarterback the Oilers' number one power play unit. I don't know how anyone can look at this data, look at the raw data, his points, goals, assists, points, that sort of thing, and his ability to produce on the power play as well, even strength. It doesn't matter where Evan Bouchard is when he's on the ice. The Oilers are producing and driving play, and that means he's going to get paid. And that's the reality here. He is going to get paid. Now, his comps are, Cale Makar is a better defenseman, in my opinion. But again, Cale Makar is one of those elite players, pretty similar stats overall. And a lot of people, you don't see people come out and be like, oh, well, Cale Makar is only good because he plays with Nathan MacKinnon. No, that's not how it works. Sid from Oilers Nation back in July, I think, he put out some tweets and data showcasing that Makar's stats without Nathan MacKinnon are actually far worse than Bouchard's stats without Connor McDavid. So Evan Bouchard, he is much better than you think. I don't think Evan Bouchard is getting nearly enough credit for how good of a player he is, how good of a defenseman he is, and how good of a play driver offensively that he is. He is going to get paid at least $10 million a year, and if he does, I think that is actually a steal. I think that would be an underpay in my opinion. I think Evan Bouchard is probably worth $12 to $13 million per season, and if he puts up 100-plus points this year and 25 goals, again, and if they don't have him signed, he's going to be fully within his right to ask for that. The Oilers right now, obviously, big salary cap crunch. People have pointed out how much salary will be being made by just 6 players. You're going to have Nurse at $9.25 million. You're going to have McDavid re-up for probably about $16 million. You have Draisaitl at $14 million. Nugent Hopkins at 5.1, Evander Kane at 5.1, and then you're going to have Evan Bouchard probably in that $10-11 million range. I get it. There is not a lot of money for the rest of the supporting cast, but you have to pay good players. The salary cap will continue to rise $3 to $5 million every single year projected, assuming that revenues stay strong at the NHL, level right now. And if there's more expansion, that will drive the salary cap up as well, because we all know Gary Bettman loves his $600 million expansion fee that he's probably going to give to Houston and Atlanta or whatever cities they're thinking of down south right now. But that's beside the point. Are the Oilers in a salary cap crunch? Yes. Are they in a Stanley Cup window? Yes. This is to be expected. Evan Bouchard, he deserves all the credit in the world. He deserves more than I think a lot of fans are giving him. And I will defend Evan Bouchard to my grave. I swear I will take this with me everywhere. He will be a Norris candidate one day as well. So just remember that. You heard it here first. Anyways, I'm mostly joking. We're fine. We're chilling. Like I mentioned, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit like. If you really liked it, please make sure you subscribe. If there are any Bouchard haters in your life, make sure that you share this video, show them the data, and continue to fight for Evan Bouchard to be locked up long term, and tell everyone that he is much better than they think he is, because he does not get the credit that he deserves, in my opinion. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Your support on all the videos lately has been incredible. Cannot wait for training camp to get going here. And we'll see you very soon. Tell someone that you love them. See you next time.